Hello? Hello. Let's hope this works.
I chose to film the podcast on sport because it's basically the only sort of topic or sort of hobby that I have, really. I couldn't find any other sort of talking points that I'd be bothered to talk about or listen to, really. So I thought combine an interest with my work and get some people involved that share an interest in that also.
And you need to Right, final check, boys. Are you all happy with your cameras?
It was Marcus's idea, really, to start this podcast. We wanted to talk about sport because we do it all the time anyway. Whenever we go to the pub or if we're sat in a lecture, we tend to chat about football and other sporting stories. So we thought it'd be a good idea. For a long time, really, for almost a year and a half now. Thankfully, Gavin came in and we kind of got a bit more impetus to do it. But yeah, it was a plan long in the making. So it's good that we've really got started. And we're really happy with how we've done so far. So we're really happy that it's finally got off the ground.
Obviously it was originally Marcus's plan. So they were talking about how they could get it going, and I just came in with a few ideas and it just went off from here, really.
Chelsea, they've been linked with a host of strikers. I think every day is a different striker. Peter Crouch at one point.
Ashley Barnes.
Yeah,
comical.
I think you were next, to be honest, on the list.
We went through quite a lot of names, actually. We probably spent probably a week coming up with a name. We're searching names, sort of like cliche sort of sport names that you normally hear on shows or podcasts. Something like Over the Line we come up with, On the Ball.
Hello and welcome to the Over the Line podcast with me, Elliot Cuff, and my co-host Gavin Barrett.
But then we sort of deviated from that and thought of other things, and then we thought we probably should go back to something a little bit cliche but not as obvious. And one thing that always stuck with me when I was probably going to football games as a kid was Under the Lights on a Tuesday night. You know, it's quite dramatic, and I thought that might work well. So we thought Under the Lights, and then we thought, well, then that could be relevant to anything, really, not just sports. So Under the Floodlights, we thought maybe that sort of, I don't know, it would join a bit of what we're trying to talk about and a little bit of, I don't know, sort of a bit of drama maybe towards it. But yeah, I think Under the Floodlights works well. It's a bit hard to say though, mind you.
Welcome back to the Under the Floodlights podcast. Hi, and welcome to the 9th episode of Under the Floodlights podcast. I'll get it this time. It's a bit of a tongue twister, I find. The thought process was usually just to look at what was going on in the world, really. Me and Gavin are both journalists. Marcus is in media as well, so we tend to follow the news, especially sports news. So whenever any big stories come out, whenever anything interesting that we had an opinion on, we want to talk about it. And usually I'll tweet something, or Gavin will tweet something, or we'll just chat between ourselves, and we thought, why not put a camera in front of us and see if other people are interested too. And at the end of the day, we really enjoy making it. So if no one listens to it, if no one watches it, we still really enjoy the whole process, the making it, the putting in the effort. We're big fans of creating content and being creative, and it's just a really good outlet for us to do that, especially talking about things that we're all actually interested in anyway.
Thought process really was just to let the lads express their sort of talents and discuss what they wanted to discuss, and I would sort of stay away from that. Every now and then I'd probably have my own little input and say, can we talk about this? But every time I did that, the lads were already on it. So thought process was just me do my thing and let them get to their own sort of business, and together I think it worked quite well.
You still expect mistakes at that level,
yeah.
Especially when if the referee said maybe said the English person got it first, but then you check the Timo got it right, then fair enough. Because obviously the referee only gets one look at it. Timo had multiple angles. You could have looked at that for half hour if you wanted to.
Episode 9 was the first one we tried the new format of multiple sports and multiple videos, and that was quite fun to film.
A bit different this week. We're going to try out a new format where we're going to split up the conversational points of different sports into different videos. That way, hopefully it'll be better for us and better for everyone watching. They can pick and choose which they want, what videos they want to watch. If you're not really interested in boxing, or you're not, rugby's not your thing, then you don't have to watch it. You can watch whatever you want. So hopefully that works. Let us know if you like it, if you don't like it. It's something we're going to play around with. We think it'll be quite interesting anyway.
Yeah, and obviously the videos, because we're shortening it, are going to be shorter, which I think helps you lot watching it. Maximum 20 minutes probably on each sport. Obviously sometimes it'll be less, but hopefully it'll work out in the end and you'll all enjoy it, and it'll work out for us as well. And episode 11 was really fun film because of the episodes we actually did, the content we created. I thought it was the best out of all 12 episodes really. I'm excited to watch the second fight. Like you said, people have used it as an excuse. Bellew can't beat Hay, like if they both aren't not injured. So it'd be interesting to see if he can achieve basically what he set out to do. And he says there's going to be a repeat. It'd be interesting to see on Saturday if he can.
I liked episode 8 because, I mean, Everton is one of the few things that I tend to feel that I have enough experience and knowledge about to talk about. And this past season has been very frustrating. I think it's probably the episode I lost my head at the most. So that was quite entertaining to film, and me and Gavin had a good laugh when we were doing that. Sam Allardyce is so pig-headed, and so... Okay, alright, so first of all, this is not meant to be defamatory. This isn't meant to be like an abuse of Sam Allardyce, but I don't like the bloke. Get that out there straight away. He's not the bloke for Everton Football Club. He says absurd things in the press conference. I can't remember when the last time we did this was. I can't remember when the last time I spoke about Everton was. So I might have covered some of this already, I don't know. But he said a couple of weeks ago, he compared Everton to Newcastle and West Ham. Now, only a moron does that as an Everton manager.
There's a few highlights. Kath swearing on one of the episodes is a funny moment for me.
As the manager of Everton Football Club, you should know, don't piss off the fans.
Remember last time you swore on this podcast and you were like, I'm not supposed to swear. But then we left it in anyway.
I'm not meant to swear on this podcast. Don't irritate the fans. Like, it doesn't make any sense to just... This is how irritated Sam Allardyce gets me. I lose all professionalism. He really...
Nice edit from Marcus after.
And also episode 4 as well. It's the first time Marcus come in front of the camera from behind the booth. We're very much a 3-man unit, not just me and Gavin. And it's great that was the first episode we can really showcase what Marcus does and get his own opinions, which, you know, we all cherish everyone's opinions. It's nice to hear another take on some important football matters that we discussed that day. So that was fun.
He should never have took that job.
There wasn't
never
writing on the wall
job.
that he didn't get a Premier League job. Well, there are offers there.
But yeah, apparently there was offers there.
There was offers there, but really... But how much is down to his management, though? Because really, when you've got a world-class player in Gareth Bale, obviously a manager's...
And also,
if you look at the
when you walk
statistics...
into Sunderland are very poor. Their squad is one of the worst.
When I went to the stadium, just a couple of days before Christmas, we drew 1-1. I'm not sure how we didn't win that game. They are the worst side I've seen in this division.
Yeah, I was there last week at St Andrews, and honestly, they were dreadful.
Initially, I wanted to feature on the podcast regularly. The first thought was for me to be on it with Cuff, and when Gav put his name forward, we thought it would work better, to be honest. But I feel them two have more of a... I don't know, probably more of a camaraderie on camera than I would.
The only reason Mangala wasn't hooked at half-time was because Allardyce is a moron. That's the only reason. He was absolutely atrocious.
I think when we work as a 3 on camera, I think it's a lot more interesting. For me personally, I prefer it because, I don't know, it gets me a little bit more involved into what is shown on screen, but I feel that I think the 2 probably work better than the 3 at times, and we need to work to our strengths. And I think that when it is Cuff and Gav together, it's probably better for the content.
It was great working alongside Gavin. Me and Gavin get on really well, but it's also worth saying that Marcus is as much a co-host as Gavin is. He's behind the scenes. He does a lot of the work, and he's not given enough credit. I get on well with Marcus anyway. Gavin's more difficult to get on with. It seems that we have very differing views on almost every single topic, but I think that makes for really good content, and I think we get on really well on camera. We have good chemistry, so yeah, it's been fun working with the 2 boys.
Aye.
Oh my god.
There's a lot to say about Kath. No, obviously I've known Kath for 3 years now. We've got a good relationship. We're really good mates outside of obviously podcast as well, isn't it? And I think we bounce off each other quite well.
The England goalkeeping situation shows exactly why
It's embarrassing.
shows exactly why the English setup is failing, because
I fully agree.
you're picking players who are just on name, not on form. Joe Hart hasn't been good for years. Like, when's the last time he had a good season? 3, 4, 5, 6 years maybe. He's been dreadful.
I wouldn't go out that far, but it has
He
been a
has
while.
been dreadful
Well,
for
at least 3 years.
My favourite story, even though I wasn't reporting on it, was the infamous stag do story. That was my.
That's a great story. That's a great highlight.
That's the sort of thing you hear about us on a Wednesday or something like that.
The last story we want to talk about in the rugby, which is quite a funny one, really.
It's interesting, to say the least, yeah.
I can't blame him, to be honest.
Well,
But-
we'll get to the story first.
But yeah, Nick Phipps, Australia international, he has been fined for urinating in a bar in Sydney while dressed as a cow doing a stag do.